Hello again everyone, and welcome back to episode number 10 in Season 1 here at Williams Racing for our Road to Glory series. Now last time out in Canada, we managed to finish in a very respectable 7th place, even though I think I did get the pit strategy wrong in the last episode. So hopefully in this episode that won't repeat itself, guys. Before we jump into the race weekend, like not usual, I just want to jump quickly into the R&D tree and use up the spare points that we have available to us. So I will take the recommended upgrade, guys, which is the gearbox durability. So I will definitely do that one. So I will develop that part like that. So with that being done, I just want to have a quick look at the standings here, guys, to see how we're lining up now. We're currently in 9th position with 22 points. We have Carlos Sainz just ahead of us with 35 points. And we have Lance Stroll of Racing Point just behind us on 21 points. So hopefully we can keep on picking some points and pushing ourselves up the driver standings. In the constructor standings, we are in a respectable 7th place. So hopefully we can keep on pushing through the remainder of the season, guys, and push ourselves as high up these tables as we possibly can. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the race weekend. So before I jump straight into the practice sessions, guys, let's just have a quick look at the overview and see what the weekend has in store for us. So there was no new messages there. So let's just have a quick look here. It looks like there will be, again, a wet qualifying session for us for the 2nd week in a row here. So that should be interesting. It looks like practice will be mostly sunny, but the last practice session will be in the wet. It does look like there will be a sunny race. So hopefully we can continue the good form that we've had in the past couple of episodes. And we can push higher and higher, as we have been improving every episode. So before I jump into the practice session, guys, I just want to say that if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do subscribe. Please do leave a like on this video. There is coming lots of new content to the channel in the coming weeks. So if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do subscribe. Please do hit the notification bell so you don't miss any content when it drops on the channel. And without further ado, guys, I will jump straight into the practice sessions, and I will see you again for the rainy qualifying. So here we are, guys, just about ready to get underway with our short qualifying here around Paul Ricard in France. Now in all 3 practice sessions, my times were very consistently coming in around the 1:34.5 mark, which is bringing us into a 5th or 6th position. So I am very happy with that. I'm really happy and pleased with the pace we have in the dry. So let's just have a quick look at the weather overview here, guys. It looks like there will be rain for the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And then in the next 10 to 15 minutes, it should dry up. So hopefully, near the end of the session, we'll be able to come out on the dry tyres and set ourselves a faster time. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll jump straight out onto the track now and set a benchmark time. And then I will come in and hopefully wait until the...
It's pretty quiet out on track. We should consider getting out there.
And then I'll hopefully wait until the track dries up a bit, so we can set a time on the dry tyres. I know it's a bit of a gamble, but I will at least do the first lap first, come back into the pits, and then we'll see what the weather's like and what information we get from our pit crew are. And so yeah, so let's jump straight out onto the track, guys, and try and set ourselves a decent benchmark time in the wet.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres. All set. Everyone clear? Car to track.
So with the information we just got there, guys, with the track will be drying out soon, it looks like we might only get one shot on the intermediate tyres before we need to come in anyway and change over to the drier tyres. So as I said in the practice sessions, my times were almost consistently around the 1:34.56 mark. So hopefully I can take that pace with me I had in practice into qualifying, and hopefully set us up for a very nice race on Sunday here around Paul Ricard. So I'll just take it nice and easy on this outlap here, guys. Avoid any unnecessary damage to the car. Go down to lean fuel mix, as I don't want to burn up all the fuel on this outlap. So just take it nice and easy around here, and hopefully the track dries out enough in the next 5 to 10 minutes for us to be able to set a time on the drier compound. And hopefully in tomorrow's race I can pick the right pit strategy, so I don't go into the same trap that I did in Canada, where I tried to outsmart them and I ended up choosing the wrong strategy. So hopefully for tomorrow's race we can be in and around the same position that we qualified for in Canada. Our form in the last couple of races has been very pleasing to see. So with a few more upgrades on the car, I don't think we're too far off qualifying a lot more higher up the grid every single week. So here we go, guys, away for our first hot lap around Paul Ricard. So hopefully we can set a decent time here, guys, as Ocon sets the first fastest lap with a 1:46.8. And Leclerc comes in with a 1:45.6. So I'll be interested to see what our first time is here in these wet conditions. Like I said, after this first lap here, I will be coming into the pits and I will be taking the gamble that the track dries out enough for us to set a time on the drier compound. If not, I will have to come back out on the intermediate tyre and try and better the time that we managed to put together now. As I go a bit wide here, guys. So just coming up to the final corner here, guys, down into second gear. Back on the power. And we come across the line to a 1:46.2. which currently puts us in second position there, guys. No, fourth position, I'm sorry. I was too busy looking at the times there that I cut the corner, but that's fine because we're coming in this lap anyway. I'll just take it nice and easy on this cool down lap here. So as we can see now, DRS has been enabled.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
So my guess now is that in the next couple of minutes, the next 5 minutes or so, that we will be able to come out on the drier compound, guys, and try and better our time. As we have a car coming up behind us here, so if he gets any closer, I will move out the way. Don't want to ruin anyone's flying lap here. We also have to manage fuel because we have very little fuel left and I want to get back around to the pits. So I'll just take it nice and easy here, as it looks like that car's caught us up, so I will move out the way for him to let him past. And I will inform the pit.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Inform the pit crew that we're coming in this lap. So there we go, guys. Back into the pits. Make sure I have the right speed whilst I'm going into the pits there. As it looks like now the rain has stopped, guys. So I will give it another couple of minutes and I will put on a drier compound of tyre and I will go out and attempt to better our time. So I'll just take up the session overview here, guys. As George Russell is currently in a first position here with a 142.6. And there is Alexander Albon with a 139.0. So what I will do is I will go up and I will put on a set of soft tyre. I will then go back over here. And I see that the track...
Okay, some quick lap times are now being posted. It's getting faster out there.
I see the track is pretty clear with only 9 of 20 drivers on the track currently. So I will now go out back onto the track with the softer tyres. And hopefully I can put in a very quick time to push us further up the grid for tomorrow's race.
When you're ready, let's go.
So hopefully the track has dried out enough, guys, and hopefully I do still have the pace that we had in practice. It looks like the track has dried out quite a bit, guys. So hopefully I can improve on our current 13th position. Just got to remember to put the engine mode back up to max before we cross the start finish line to give ourselves some nice speed going across the line.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
So hopefully I can set us up in the best position possible, guys, for tomorrow's race. As our form in the past couple of Grand Prix has been very good. We have managed to get in the points 5 out of the last 6 races, which is very, very pleasing for our team. I'll now go up to max fuel mode here, guys. And here we go for our first drive lap here around Paul Ricard. Hopefully I can set a really good time for us. As we have a purple sector in Sector 1, guys. So hopefully I can keep that going for the rest of this flying lap here. And give us the best possible start position for tomorrow's race. So we have purple in sector 2 as well, guys. Sorry for not talking this much, because I'm really concentrating, because I really want us to be as high as possible up the grid for tomorrow's race. And across the line to a 1:32.6.
Fastest lap so far. Well done.
So that puts us currently in first place, guys. So I will cool this lap down, as we have almost no fuel left. I will go back into the pits. I might put on a fresh set of tyres, and we can watch the overview for a little bit. And I will come out again near the end of the session, and I will try and improve that time. Hopefully that's good enough to set us up nicely near the front of the grid for tomorrow's race. There is currently 4 minutes left of the session, guys. So I might just have time to go around, change the tyres and come straight back out. I don't want to be too certain that that time will get us a decent position. I do want to try and improve it if I can. So with 4 minutes left, guys, I'll just go straight back to the pits, change tyres, and I will be straight back out on the track and see if I can't improve our time of a 1:32.6.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
So I just have to lower my speed going into the pits here, guys. I don't want to... There we go. It looks like most of the cars are still in the pits, guys. They will probably be coming out now within the next half a minute or to a minute to set their flying lap. So like I said, guys, I will just go straight in, I will change the tyres, and I will be straight back out to try and improve on that time, to make sure that we're as high up the grid as possible for tomorrow's race. So there we go, there's the screen there. So I will go here and I will change the tyre, like so. I'll just have a quick look at the overview, guys, as we are now down to second, as Charles Leclerc come in with a 1:32.3. So we are currently 3/10 of, behind him.
Best lap so far is a 1:32.6.
So I will jump straight back out onto the track, guys, and I will try and better the time that we have currently got.
Checks complete. All personnel be aware we have a car leaving.
So hopefully we can be as high up the grid as possible for tomorrow's race, guys, and hopefully we pick the right pit strategy. It looks like most of the cars are on their way out now. So we should just have enough time to get around and go for another lap, guys. But if we did get a second position for tomorrow's race, that would be fantastic. As I go around Raikkonen there, I don't really want to be caught in too much traffic for our flying lap. So any cars we manage to overtake, I will do so. So we have as much clear track as possible for our flying lap, guys. But I am very, very pleased with a second position if that's the way it ends up. That sets us up amazingly well for tomorrow's race. As we are coming up on Sergio Perez here. Hopefully I can sneak past him here. If not, I will let these cars past, like so. just to give ourselves some breathing room for this flying lap here. I don't want to be caught up in traffic as we try and set our fastest lap. So here we go, guys, for our last attempt here around Paul Ricard. Hopefully we can set a quicker time if possible. A bit slow there through turn.
Just 30 seconds left in the session.
A bit slow there through turn 1 and 2. Currently doesn't look like we're going to be able to improve our time, guys. As qualifying is now complete. As Lewis Hamilton now sets the fastest lap there, guys. So we are currently down to P4. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to improve our time here, guys, unfortunately. So there it is, guys. We will start tomorrow's race from a 5th position, which is our highest position in qualifying yet this season, which I am very, very pleased with.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Leclerc and Valtteri Bottas. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
That was a fantastic qualifying for us, guys. We are now P5 for tomorrow's race. I am very, very happy with the way qualifying went. So hopefully for tomorrow's race we can pick the right pit strategy. Because I would love to be able to get our first podium of the year here around Paul Ricard. So without further ado, guys, let's jump straight ahead to tomorrow's race.
Hello and welcome to the circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. 6 lefts and 9 rights give us a total of 15 corners here at the circuit Paul Ricard, and a lap covers an overall distance of 3.6 miles. Average speeds will be somewhere in the region of 142 miles per hour, and they'll be maxing out on the Mistral Straight at around 205 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Why don't we discuss McLaren? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Vettel, Jones and Verstappen, Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon, Norris, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi and Gasly, Grosjean, Magnussen, George Russell and Lance Stroll, Perez and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So here we go, guys, just moments away from the Paul Ricard French Grand Prix here. We have set ourselves up fantastically for today's race, qualifying to P5. So hopefully we pick the right pit strategy now. So let's just have a quick look what strategies we do have available to us. So we have 2 strategies here. We have the soft tyre to the medium tyre compound, and we then have the soft to the hard. Now I think I'm definitely going to go with the first strategy available to us here. I will take on a bit more fuel so we can run in rich mode. So I'm hoping now that if I go in around lap 6, or I go in around the same time as the cars ahead of me, that I will still be in the fight for the podium when I come back out on the same tyre that they will have. So before we jump into the race, guys, if you are a new viewer to the channel, then please do subscribe. Please do hit the like button and turn on the notifications bell so you do not miss any new content that comes to the channel. There is currently dropping content on the channel every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But in the coming weeks, there will be a lot of new content coming to the channel. So please do subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of that. And without further ado, guys, let's jump straight into the French Grand Prix. So engage the clutch here, guys, up into rich mode. 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's go, go, go here in France. So that was an okay start from us. We're still in 5th. Have a cheeky look up the inside there of Leclerc. We made that stick, Vettel, sorry. So now we're up into P4, guys. As it looks like Vettel is having a look at us here, as I run very wide into that corner there. So I just need to try and regain my composure now. I will engage the overtake button to try and pull away a little bit from Vettel on this long straight here, which doesn't look like it's going to help.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
He had a look, but I managed to be defensive enough there. So hopefully we can stay in and around this position, guys. Hopefully I can keep in contact with the pack ahead of us, but they don't get too far ahead. We currently have Bottas, Hamilton and Leclerc ahead of us here. Very sloppy coming out of that last corner there, guys. I will initiate the overtake mode. So I'm very, very happy with this start, guys. We're currently still in P4. We are being chased by Albon and then Vettel. So now I just have to calm myself down and we need to try and find our rhythm in this race here. As I will initiate the overtake one more time down this long straight. As we can see, Albon is catching kind of rapidly behind us, but I don't think he'll be close enough to make a move this lap. As we are 1.5 seconds behind Charles Leclerc. So very happy with our start here, guys. Hopefully we can build on that. I think it'll all come down to the way we play out our pit strategy. If we go in the same lap as the AI, or if we decide to stay out one more lap.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
So I'm not currently quite sure how I'm going to play it out, guys. If I'm going to stay out an extra lap. I have tried that strategy before and it has not worked for us. So I'm thinking if I go in the same time as the AI, I'll at least be coming out within touching distance. That is if all the AI ahead of us go in on the same lap. As it doesn't look like we can close the gap to Leclerc ahead of us. It's still 1.5 seconds. As we are now on lap 3 of 13 here around Paul Ricard. We have ourselves a 2-second gap down to Alexander Albon in the Red Bull. But I am very happy with the way this is going, guys. Very happy. As we gained a little bit on Leclerc there, coming down the start-finish straight. So I will run a little bit longer in rich mode. Hopefully we can close the gap just a little bit more, guys. I was very sloppy coming out of those 2 corners there. Now I have DRS, so I'll initiate DRS and overtake mode. We don't have much left on overtake mode, but it was enough to close the gap again to Charles Leclerc. We are currently 7 tenths behind him. So I think this will come down to pit strategy, guys, and the way we want to play it here. So I'm not quite sure if I want to stay out 1 extra lap and gamble on that, or if I want to go in the same lap and still be within touching distance when we come back out again. So I'll just have to see how this lap here goes. As we have DRS on Leclerc, we go up to rich fuel mix.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
As we are right behind Leclerc here, guys. Hopefully I'm not as sloppy through this corner here now. And I managed to get through there fine. So we'll be a lot closer to Leclerc now with DRS than we were last lap. So I'll open that. I'll use up the last little bit of ERS that we have available to us to try and close the gap just that little bit more. So now we are right on the back of Charles Leclerc here, guys.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
As I go very, very wide there. So my team wants me to box this lap. And as the grip levels might be fading away, and we'll stay out 1 more lap, guys. 1 more lap. As we're losing ground on the car here. So I will be boxing this lap, guys. I will be boxing this lap. I am currently sat in P3, so it looks like Hamilton went in for his pit stop. So I will initiate DRS and use up the rest of the ERS we have available. close the gap as much as I can on Charles Leclerc here. So we will be coming in this lap, guys, lap 6 of 13 for the medium compound.
Just one lap with extra fuel. Fuel target +1. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
So I will be boxing this lap, guys, for a set of medium tyres. So as we come out of the pits here, guys, we will be just behind Bottas and Leclerc. But unfortunately we have a lot longer pit run here, so they should be coming out ahead of us.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
There's...
George is in the pits. George in the pits. Release, release. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So we come out in P5, guys, with Lewis Hamilton just behind us. So now I have to try and push again now. Luckily we'll have DRS. I'll go up into rich fuel mix. It looks like Hamilton is just outside of DRS range. As my teammate is now out of this session, guys.
George has dropped out of the race.
So we are currently on lap 7 of 13, guys. There was suspected rain to come in 5 to 10 minutes time. Hopefully that won't affect our race here.
Kvyat has the lead.
That's us back up into P3, guys.
The gap to the car behind is 1.8 seconds.
As I run really, really wide there.
Yellow flag. Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
So I will open the overtake mode here, and we are in rich fuel mix to try and close the gap as much as possible to Charles Leclerc. And we close that nicely there, guys. So I'll close the overtake because I want to try and save some for the end of the race if possible. Use it very sparingly. So hopefully we can get close enough to Charles Leclerc as I take that corner very wrong.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
We are very close to Charles Leclerc here, guys. If we are this close on the next lap, I will use the overtake mode on the start-finish straight here. And hopefully we can get up into P2.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
So in DRS, when we get to the DRS here, guys, I will go up to rich fuel mix. open the DRS wing and use overtake mode. Try and get us as close as possible here. I want to be as close as possible as we enter the start finish line.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
So hopefully I can stay within this distance here, guys. P2 would be an amazing result for us here around Paul Leclerc. Paul Ricard, sorry. I'm so nervous now that we might get our first podium here that I'm very gibberish, so I'm very sorry about that. As we are close enough, I will go up into Rich, open the DRS wing, overtake mode, and I will look to go down the inside coming down to the first corner here, guys. And that just sticks. We are up into P2. So I'm going to go a bit defensive down here, guys. As Charles Leclerc was having a look around the outside was there, and there was a bit of contact. I felt like we had to be very defensive there, but he will have DRS on us now coming down this straight. So I will go up into Rich and then take on. Hopefully we can keep a hold of this P2 here, guys. I think it's going to be very difficult to fend off Charles Leclerc for the last 3 laps here, but I will try my hardest. I don't think we'll be able to catch Valtteri Bottas in first, but I am extremely pleased with P2 if we manage to make this stick, guys. It'll be our first podium, and what a way to do it. With a P2 here around Paul Ricard.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
I'll go down into lean mix here, guys. Save a little bit of fuel if I can. As I run a bit wide there. I don't know if Leclerc picked up some damage there when he ran into the back of us when he was trying to get around us, but the gap is now, as I run very, very wide, has opened up now to over 2 seconds. So I will use my ERS here, guys, to be very defensive in the last few laps if we need to. I feel like we definitely nailed our pit strategy this time out, guys. I didn't try and go for any strategy where I stayed out longer to try and get myself a gap. I went in when the AIs ahead of me went in, and that definitely paid off for us. So we have 2 laps left here, guys.
Increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
As we're pulling nicely away from Charles Leclerc, but at the same time Bottas is increasing his lead to us here. I don't think I'm going to push too much to get first position here, guys. I am very, very happy with P2. Of course, if we do get a chance to make a move on Bottas, I will. But the gap is currently 2.8 seconds, so I don't think I'll be able to do that.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
And with 1 lap of fuel remaining, I have to be very, very careful with where I use my fuel, guys. Coast into corners. Oh, not that much. So I might have to use that ERS on the last lap here to be very defensive. The gap is still 2 seconds, so I just need to coast around corners. Try and save as much fuel as possible.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. This is your final lap of the race. Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
So that is P2, guys. P2. We got very sloppy there on the last lap.
A great race then,
but we managed just to sneak and hold on to P2 there. I had to be very, very aggressive with Hamilton there. As we entered the final stages there, there was contact, but there was no penalty given by the stewards. So I'm very, very happy, and we get our first podium.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
So there we are, guys. Second position here around Paul Ricard. Extremely happy with that. The last lap was very, very sloppy. But I'm incredibly pleased that we managed to secure our first ever podium here in our first season with Williams Racing. So let's have a look at the final race overview.
So let's review the updated driver's standings. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant? It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So there we see it, guys. Confirmation of a second position here around Paul Ricard. So I am incredibly pleased with that. We also bring 18 points home for ourselves in the drivers' standings. So let's just have a quick look at the drivers' standings here. We move up to an 8th position, just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. We are currently sitting on 40 points. Carlos Sainz is ahead of us, guys, with 1 point. So hopefully we can close the gap there in the coming races. In the Constructors, we are now up to a 6th position, 9 points behind Renault, who are currently in 5th. So hopefully if we can continue our good, decent form here, guys, we can continue moving nicely up the tables here. So let's jump forward and have a look at the final preview. So there we have it, guys, a very entertaining French Grand Prix. We managed to secure our first ever podium here at Williams Race Team on our Road to Glory. Hopefully the first of many to come. We started the race off in P5. It took us a good few laps before we managed to really catch up with Charles Leclerc in front of us. We went into the pits at the same time as race leader Valtteri Bottas and second place Charles Leclerc. We come out in a 5th position, and then the back runners that stayed out went into the pits, and we took over P3. And after a couple of laps, we managed to make it P2 with a nice move on Charles Leclerc down the start-finish straight. And on the last lap, we had to fend off Lewis Hamilton as I was desperately trying to manage our fuel. There was contact on the 3rd to last corner, but there was no penalty given to us by the stewards. So we ended up getting a 2nd position there, guys. So I'm really, really happy with that. So let's just have a quick look at the R&D tree here. And it looks like one of our upgrades failed. So I will redo that upgrade there, just like that. Which leaves us with 650 points. So then we can develop that one too, which I will do. Just like that. So the next race weekend here, guys, will be the Austrian Grand Prix. So I will advance to that day now. And next up is the Red Bull Ring. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing what we can achieve there. So once again, guys, if you are a new subscriber to the channel, a new viewer, then please do subscribe. Please do leave a like on this video. There will be lots of new content coming to the channel in the coming weeks. So please do turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content that will be dropping on the channel. And I will see you guys again in the next episode for the Red Bull Ring. So I'll see you next time. Thank you, guys.